The Improvement of the Astral Body by Annie Besant, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This piece is an extract from Man and His Bodies by Annie Besant, published in 1912. The improvement of the astral body hinges on the one side on the purification of the physical body, and on the other on the purification and development of the mind. The astral body is peculiarly susceptible to impressions from thought, for astral matter responds more rapidly than physical to every impulse from the world of mind. For instance, if we look at the astral world, we find it full of continually changing shapes. We find there thought forms composed of elemental essence and animated by a thought. And we also notice vast masses of this elemental essence, from which continually shapes emerge and into which they again disappear. Watching carefully, we may see that currents of thought thrill this astral matter, that strong thoughts take a covering of it and persist as entities for a long time, while weak thoughts clothe themselves feebly and waver out again, so that all through the astral world changes are ever going on under thought impulses. The astral body of man, being made of astral matter, shares this readiness to respond to the impact of thought, and thrills in answer to every thought that strikes it, whether the thoughts come from without, from the minds of other men, or come from within the mind of its owner. Let us study this astral body under these impacts from within and without. We see it permeating the physical body and extending around it in every direction, like a coloured cloud. The colours vary with the nature of the man, with his lower animal passional nature. The part outside the physical body is called the kamic aura, as it belongs to the kama or desire body, commonly called the astral body of man. This separation of the aura from the man, as though it were something different from himself, is misleading, although very natural from the point of view of observation. The aura is the cloud round the body. In ordinary parlance, really, the man lives on the various planes in such garments as befit each, and all these garments or bodies interpenetrate each other. The lowest and smallest of these is called the body, and the mixed substances of the other garments are called the aura when they extend beyond that body. The kamic aura, then, is merely such part of the kamic body as extends beyond the physical. For the astral body is the vehicle of man's kamic consciousness, the seat of all animal passions and desires, the centre of the senses where all sensations arise. It changes its colours continually as it vibrates under thought impacts. If a man loses his temper, flashes of scarlet appear. If he feels love, rose red thrills through it. If the man's thoughts are high and noble, they demand finer astral matter to answer to them, and we trace this action on the astral body in its loss of the grosser and denser particles from each subplane and its gain of the finer and rarer kinds. The astral body of a man whose thoughts are low and animal is gross, thick, dense and dark in colour, often so dense that the outline of the physical body is almost lost in it, whereas that of an advanced man is fine, clear, luminous and bright in colour, a really beautiful object. In such a case, the lower passions have been dominated, and the selective action of the mind has refined the astral matter. By thinking nobly, then, we purify the astral body, even without having consciously worked towards that end. And be it remembered that this inner working exercises a potent influence on the thoughts that are attracted from without to the astral body. A body which is made by its owner to respond habitually to evil thoughts acts as a magnet to similar thought forms in its vicinity, whereas a pure astral body acts on such thoughts with a repulsive energy and attracts to itself thought forms composed of matter congruous with its own. As said above, the astral body hinges on one side to the physical, and it is affected by the purity or impurity of the physical body. We have seen that the solids, liquids, gases and ethers of which the physical body is composed may be coarse or refined, gross or delicate. Their nature will in turn affect the nature of their corresponding astral envelopes. If unwisely careless about the physical, we build into our dense bodies solid particles of an impure kind. We attract to ourselves the corresponding impure kind of what we will call the solid astral. As we, on the other hand, build into our dense bodies solid particles of purer type, we attract the correspondingly purer type of solid astral matter. As we carry on the purification of the physical body by feeding it on clean food and drink, by excluding from our diet the polluting kinds of ailment, the blood of animals, alcohol, and other things that are foul and degrading, we not only improve our physical vehicle of consciousness, but we also begin to purify the astral vehicle and take from the astral world more delicate and finer materials for its construction. The effect of this is not only important as regards the present earth life, but it has a distinct bearing also on the next post-mortem state, on the stay in the astral world, and also the kind of body we shall have in the next life upon earth. Nor is this all. The worst kinds of food attract to the astral body entities of a mischievous kind belonging to the astral world, for we have to do not only with astral matter, but also with what are called elementals of that region. These are entities of higher and lower types existing on that plane, given birth to by the thoughts of men. And there are also in the astral world depraved men, imprisoned in their astral bodies, known as elementaries. The elementals are attracted towards people whose astral bodies contain matter congenial to their nature, while the elementaries naturally seek those who indulge in vices such as they themselves encouraged while in physical bodies. Any person endowed with astral vision sees, as he walks along our London streets, hordes of loathsome elementals crowding round our butchers' shops and in beer houses and gin palaces. Elementaries specially gather, feasting on the foul emanations of the liquors and thrusting themselves, when possible, into the very bodies of the drinkers. These beings are attracted by those who build their bodies out of these materials, and such people have these surroundings as part of their astral life. So it goes on through each stage of the astral plane. As we purify the physical, we draw to ourselves correspondingly pure stages of the astral matter. Now, of course, the possibilities of the astral body largely depend on the nature of the materials we build into it, as by the process of purification we make these bodies finer and finer. They cease to vibrate in answer to the lower impulses and begin to answer to the higher influences of the astral world. We are thus making an instrument which, though by its very nature sensitive to influences coming to it from without, is gradually losing the power of responding to the lower vibrations and is taking on the power of answering to the higher, an instrument which is tuned to vibrate only to the higher notes. As we can take a wire to produce a sympathetic vibration, choosing to that end its diameter, its length and its tension, so we can attune our bodies to give out sympathetic vibrations when noble harmonies are sounded in the world around us. This is not a mere matter of speculation or of theory. It is a matter of scientific fact. As here we tune the wire on the string, so there we can tune the strings of the astral body. The law of cause and effect holds good there as well as here. We appeal to the law, we take refuge in the law, and on that we rely.